Hey everyone, check out my hair extensions. I'm gonna get some better ones pretty soon. I just want to do this video because I'm like, I'm gonna talk about artifice and wanting to look a certain way and stuff, and decided to do another YouTube video just right now because of this these hair extensions. You can check them out. They do look kind of fake, but I kind of like them too. They don't look real. They don't look like my real hair. I don't have real hair. Reminds me of a video I did back in the day when I talked about real hair. So, hair extensions. I also gotta. There's other things I have to do. Oh shit! There's a bird in the road. Some pelican or some shit. Oh shit. Okay, I'll let it go. Slow down for the pelicans. There's a lot of talk. I've done a video about this before. So there's a lot of talk about artifice, and I grew up kind of looking down upon a lot of stuff like that, like this, like wigs or hair extensions, or these are really cheap ones. Grew up kind of hating on them and hating on like too much makeup or too much hair dye or boob jobs, stuff like that, just kind of that kind of thing. And really at the end of the day, my question is, does it really matter? Does it really, who really cares about, it's a cul-de-sac, who really cares about the idea that you can like enhance your appearance in some way by wearing something or like doing stuff like that? I tend to believe that you can do whatever the hell you want. If you don't want to be that way, if you don't want to wear like is this the right, where am I? Shit. If you don't want to, I think it is. No, probably not. I thought I saw a friend's dad standing. I don't think it was him. If you want to live a certain way, dye your hair, wear hair extensions that look kind of weird, but you can do whatever the hell you want because it's a free country, that kind of thing. I don't know. If left to our own devices, we'd just be naked and stinky, hairy piles of blob, I mean, it's not going on a diet. It's going on a diet, or which I have, last year or so. It's not going to. Is that artificial? Is that artifice? Is that fake? Is it pretentious to go on a diet? Is it pretentious? Is it pretending to be someone you're not by eating different kinds of food or exercising or getting muscles or tattoos or anything? You just got to ask that question. Now I'd rather grow my hair back, but obviously with this hair that's on here, not going to do so. But if it makes me, I think it looks kind of cool. It looks kind of weird, but these are really cheap ones, literally like $10 for these. But I'm going to try, depending on, there's some things that are happening that are going to influence my decision in the next couple weeks of different things. So if things go well, I'm just saying, and I'll probably release this video a little later, actually, depending on how I feel about it. If things go well, I'm going to probably get real ones and put it in the front of my hair, because that looks kind of, the front of my hair and the sides, and get some kind of clip-on hair extensions that are more professionally done. I think they look cool. I like having more hair there. I have more volume, and it's defying age. There's another thing that bothers me too. It used to bother me to the people that defied their age and stuff, like, oh my god, they shouldn't be doing that. Oh. And there's a lot of judgmental people out there about that whole subject, and I'm just like, who cares what you do with your body? That's your right, Now, there are people that take it too far, you know, with those giant lip thing, people, the women with the giant lips, like, and just some of the Botoxed, like, out, like, just looks. You can age with grace and beauty, or you can have somewhere in between, which a lot of, I've seen, like, a lot of movie stars and, like, people. You can have Madonna, but you can also do Cher. I mean, Cher looks pretty good. Some people might not think so, but I think she looks pretty good. Madonna looks weird. You know, you could take it too far, or you can take it in the weird direction. To me, if you have it balanced out, though, and you look younger, or you look a certain way because you did something like that, then all the power to you. Who cares? Aesthetics are your personal choice of what you want to do in your life. It's your lifestyle choice. It's a choice. And I used to be like, oh my God, that's terrible. It's terrible. I don't want to go into like why I believe that opinion was propagated in my mind as a young person, but I'll just say that there's a lot of influences on that on that kind of reality that I had, that I think were very unbalanced. You know, there's a very unbalanced opinion to have. It's very, you know, it's just has this thing. Now, do I want to look younger? Do I want to have more hair in front of my head and, you know, on my sides and stuff? Absolutely. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Wanting to look a certain way, wanting to have a certain aesthetic or vibe. It's just to me, it's creativity. Now, some people will be like, you're trying to like hold on to your youth. Yeah. Now, part of the reason why I want to hold on to my youth is because I feel like I didn't have enough of a youth. I'll be honest. I'll just straight out, you know, lay the psychiatric issues right out in the front. You know, that's the truth. That's why even some of my dating choices are how they are in some ways. I don't feel like I'm not, you know, I took it too far in the past in my proclamations and people associated me with certain things that they probably were wrong about. There's plenty of women my age or whatever that I've seen that I like, or, you know, I haven't dated a lot of women my age, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, let's not joke around. I mean, I haven't really dated a lot in the last few years anyways. But, you know, the whole thing about acting your age and being your age and shit, it's like, who cares? Who's judging this thing? I mean, people that judge, you know, whether it be on Twitter or whatever, when they go into these kind of like mindsets and these frames of reality, to me, it's just like, they're not happy people who have to say things about other people in the first place. Now, it's fun to talk shit about people some of the time, right? But I don't think it's like a super happy person with their life was going to do that. So, to me, that kind of is associated with how that whole thing operates. Now, I'm not saying that's an absolute rule for everybody, but I think it's a pretty common thing to have, that people are like, have that kind of attitude about things. So, to me, that's kind of what I just rather not judge people on you know, that kind of thing anymore. In some ways, I mean, I will, because I like to do videos and stuff about it. So it's kind of a good catharsis, and it's a good thing to talk about. But I don't like the idea that, you know, this whole idea that, you know, people, oh, we're going to talk about these movie stars, these people that we know, and blah, 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 gossiping all the time about shit that's stupid and irrelevant. Who cares? So I grew up kind of, and just in my early adulthood too, just like had an attitude about certain things. Like, let's not kid ourselves. We went so far into weird trains of thought that we were of the belief that I wouldn't, you know, I'm not going to date someone into country music or reads Cosmopolitan. They should like metal, blah, blah, blah. Like, I went really far, like in my early 20s, and finally it broke out of it, you know, towards my mid 20s, because I had this opinion and belief that I had to be like an elitist about everything with stuff. And I was insecure. I mean, I didn't have tons of friends or no girlfriends up to that point. So it's like, why even go there? It's like, but I mean, I like to be selective. And there's nothing wrong with being selective or having looks, that you prefer and stuff, or, demographics or even ages that you prefer. I don't think either. I mean, you could take it too far. Like I said, with anything, you could take it too far. Like, if I were here to say that I would only date women that are under 22 or something, like, that's insane, and I don't think that's realistic in reality. But like, if I see someone out, I'm not going to judge age very well. I can't, I'm not saying that I would judge age, I can judge age enough. I'm just saying, as far as, what I mean. But I'm not going to judge a 25-year-old versus a 40-year-old all that well some of the time. I'll just say, like, or like early to mid 20s versus like 30 something. It's a little harder for me to like discern certain women with certain age groups and stuff. So it's a little harder for me. I don't know if it's like autism or something, like with faces and stuff. Like, I have a hard time. I don't think so. I think it's just like, I pay attention to a lot of weird stuff, so I'm not thinking about that stuff all the time. But if I'm out, like, say at Target, the store Target, and I see a woman I like aesthetically, like looks wise, and I hit on them and they're 23 or something, let's say, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, I can't date you, power dynamics, social, blah, 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 ivory tower, bullshit, blog, a sphere, fucking Twitter, or bullshit shit. No. I'm not going to do that. Now, there may be lifestyle differences, right? There probably would be, lifestyle and cultural references and stuff. But let's say let's just say they were like into metal or something, like they were wearing a metal shirt or something, had some tattoo of like some horror movie that I liked, and, looks really awesome, and like got a kick out of a joke I made or something. Like, am I going to stop myself from pursuing anything further with that? Hell no. Who would? Who the hell would? So, you can do whatever you want as far as that stuff goes. I don't think I should be judged by, I'm literally something their age, twice their age. But still, it's like, why would I say no to that? Why would anybody, who in their right mind say no to something cool like that happening, So, I don't know, I'm going off on a tangent here, but artifice, you can take it too far. It can go too far in a certain direction. Once on this road I'm driving on right now, I saw this lady, and she looked like she was dressed like a young woman. She had the hair of a young woman. And then you got up close, and she was like really old, like probably like 80s. And I'm like, whoa, that's such a weird look. And it kind of was shocking. And, I think that's taking it too far. If you do something like that, it's taking it too far. Now, I still, I don't know what age I look. I don't really care that much. But if I have hair extensions and stuff and try to use my retinols and stuff that I'm trying to use, I didn't do it for a few weeks for various reasons. Because I was trying to clean stuff up, and I had things organized a certain way for my apartment inspection, so I could put it away. And now I'm using it again, so I didn't do it the right way, but I'm using retinols again. If you're fit, which I'm going to get, and you look good, and you have certain things about you, you take care of yourself, and then you enhance it with some age-defying stuff, I don't see anything wrong with that. Look at these movie stars and stuff. I mean, I just don't understand the judgment of trying to be trying to go about your life a certain way. People want to judge you all the time, and I used to be that way too, and that's the whole point of this video, is like kind of purging myself from that bullshit. It's just like, why would I sit here and judge someone that's like wanting to do something aesthetically or otherwise with their body or their life? Like, no, it's like if you like get your penis like pierced and like I don't want to talk about braided, or it's really gross. I think it was in like one of those semicolon search or colon search books from that Feral Press or whatever. They had some guy that did some weird body modification stuff that was like beyond anything you would ever think is really sane. That's taking it too far for me. I don't know if everybody has a limit, but taking it too far, I think, in that way, just certain types of things. Or the person that said they were trans disabled and cut off their arm or something. I don't know. It's, like, there's certain things you can do that are just way out there, or like Madonna or those twin billionaires or whatever that had that, or I don't know if they were billionaires, but they like had the really weird liposuction and like surgery and stuff, and they looked really gross. If you're looking gross to the average person, that's taking it too far. But if you look cool, if you look a little young, if you try to hold on to your youth with some stupid hair extensions that do look a little weird on me, but I'm experimenting. That's what I'm doing. I want to see how they look, and I want to see how they look on camera and stuff. If you do that, what's wrong with it? Who cares? You want to do things differently. What's wrong with it? I don't see anything wrong with, women. I think men are judged more for that stuff than women are sometimes. I don't know about now, but back in the day, at least they were, having hair extensions or trying to do this or that. It's like, it's just like, oh, women are expected to be able to do hair extensions and liposuction and, makeup or whatever, it's like, oh yeah. Well, that's artifice, and I don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do in my life. I know, maybe in a way, like having hair extensions. I mean, these are obvious hair extensions, obviously. But that's why, oh shit, there's a pig. There's a pig going somewhere. There's a pig. So yeah, I believe in doing what the hell you want with your body and your stuff. Like, I don't think. And sometimes it'd be like, well, that's not for me. Like, I don't want to have plastic surgery or anything. I do want to lose more weight though. But I think you can do what you want with regards to your body. And I think sometimes people go too far in the other direction, and they're like, no, I don't want to wear makeup. I don't want to do anything. It's like, you got to present yourself to the world. I mean, in a certain way, you should present yourself to the world the way that you want to be perceived. And sometimes that includes dressing a certain way or wearing a certain thing. To me, it's a creative venture, though. That's what makes me different than a lot of people. To me, it's creativity. I am creating something by doing a certain look or doing a certain aesthetic. Just like with my apartment right now, I'm putting up a bunch of different kinds of lights and stuff. I'm making it more vapor synthwave kind of vibes, psychedelic, whatever you want to call it, because I like to do that. I want it to be looking a certain way. Because I did the inspection. I cleaned the hell out of my apartment. It's probably about a half an hour getting back to where it was during the inspection, which I'm going to do when I get home. But the whole point was to get it to look a certain way. And then I'm like, why not expand this? Get more lights. Got my lava lamp up. Now, my lava lamp is a superstitious thing for me because honestly, okay, this is going to sound crazy, but when I've done the best with the ladies, I've had my lava lamp going. So I'm like, I'm going to pull from that kind of ritual, have it going, my lava lamp. And I have these like galaxy lights that light up the ceiling, and then I have like black lights, and I have some other like orange lights and purple lights and stuff, and I even have some LEDs. I'm going to do some LEDs other places too. Got to get more power strips and stuff, and I want it to look a certain way. I do. I like to have it, not only myself look a certain way, I look more metal now, but I don't only dress metal, by the way. I don't only want to dress metal. There's a shirt that I wear, this 80s kind of looking shirt that I'm going to probably wear when I'm, going out and on the town to cruise for the babes. But, yeah, like I think it's great to have the idea of aesthetics and looks and superficial things sometimes. What's wrong with it? It's like, it's fun. If you believe like me that life should be as fun as possible, then why not be creative with how you look and how your surroundings look? What is wrong with that? And I think I'm gonna talk a little politics here, and I'm trying to stay away from politics, but this is what I think it is. Now, I'm blabbing about all this stuff in this video, and I don't care. You know, I'm not gonna release this for several weeks probably, so you can be spared from my blabbing. I'm just kidding. This is what I think it is. I think it's Marxism that has influenced like cultural kinds of things. Like, oh well, it's not like really Marxism. It's like, well, it is what I mean. It is Marxism. It's like this subtle kind of way. Like, oh, we can't have anything too flashy. We can't have anything too like obstinacious or whatever the word. I forgot the word. We can't have anything like too pretentious or too. It's like cultural Marxism, sort of like, oh, we have to have proletariat, like all plain brown, green, everything, blah blah blah. The aesthetic. It's an aesthetic thing. There's Marxist influence in everything, and it's not only Marxist. It's other art movements and other ideas. Just kind of like Spartan. I use the word Spartan, but it's like bare bones, minimalist, maybe not minimalist, but you know, like we can't have minimalist in a certain way. We can't have this or that. It's not right. It's not politically correct to have flash, to have this kind of style with substance as well, but you know, style being equal or maybe a little bit more than substance. We can't have this, you know. That's the whole 90s aesthetic right there. Like, not the whole 90s aesthetic, but the whole 90s like anti-metal thing was talking about the anti-metal thing. So people will probably get a perk up to that if they watch this far. The whole 90s like anti-metal thing came from this idea, and this is the whole thing. I think there's room for being minimalist or Spartan or earthy or grounded or whatever, but I think also like it's more fun to have a variety of things that you can do. You know, one day I'll listen to Vinnie Moore's Time Odyssey or whatever. What was the album? Life Force. Was it Life Force? His first album, I forgot what it's called. Great album though. And then maybe the next day I'll listen to Soundgarden or listen to REM or some shit or fucking. I actually want to listen. I'm in the mood for punk right now. I want to listen to Descendants. Probably gonna, when I get home, probably try to find their discography and stuff and sail the high seas, even though I have a couple of their albums. Some of their albums are out of print, so they're really expensive. So I'm probably gonna sail the high seas too, because I think I have some of them somewhere. I have one of their albums on CD, but I want to sail the high seas. There's room for punk. There's room for shred. Why not have both? You don't have to have both at the same time either. But that's the whole thing with the 90s. It's like, we can't have shred. We can't have, we have to talk about the grounded material conditions of the proletariat. Also, heroin. Ugh. It's like, you're a fucking fool. You know, we had some Nirvana kind of like surrealistic kind of Dadaist whatever lyrics or whatever too, but you threw that in the mix too. But you also had like this realism. Oh, can't have songs about. That was Pantera too, actually, kind of. It's like Pantera kind of was that direction in a certain way too. And that's the groove metal thing. We gotta have real stuff. And it started out. You know, this is not my history of metal or the year that metal died documentary or whatever that people were asking me to do. But this is kind of fits into that, because like you had that leading up to that, you had like Iron Maiden doing like, well, we're gonna talk about like real life things instead of fantasy on this new album, Dio, Angry Machines. Like Iron Maiden, Fear of the Dark is like, fear is the key, we're gonna do a song about AIDS. You know, like, fear is the key to what you want to be. Yeah, I mean, it's a great album, but, you know, it's a good song. But I'm just making fun of it, you know. Here's my old house where there's my old house on the left, and you can't see it in the camera, but my friend lived under the porch, or my brother's friend lived under the crawl space for a while, and I based a role-playing character after him. Anyways, so these bumps are annoying. So yeah, this whole thing, like this whole you can't be ostentatious, or you can't be like have any flash. You can't have any style, basically. You have to wear flannel, you know, and Doc Marten boots, which are fucking pricey anyways. That's kind of don't wear Doc Martens. Go to the Army store and buy boots. Actually, I've done that before. So yeah, it's like that. That's what happened at that time, and it was so ingrained in our culture and society that it was kind of just awful. You could say like goth industrial techno side was like the flashy side of that, like the flashy, acceptable flashy side of that in some ways. But still, you know, I forgot about this stupid roadblock. So yeah, this the art of artifice, you know, why do we have, I'm just gonna turn, I don't know if it's a turn on red or not, but whatever. The art of artifice, the art of just let it all just be flashy, like what they call in the pickup artist scene, peacocking. Well, you know, peacocking can come in, you know, they can be cheesy like those guys do. Like there's this infamous picture of all the pickup artists from Project Hollywood, they called it, this mansion in LA, and they look pretty silly. Like some of them are like 45 years old or 50 or something, even at the time. I think, or they were like, at least like late 30s or some of the guys, and they just look they kind of look kind of bad. Like it kind of looks awful. A few of them, like with the snake skin shirt, like certain things. But like if, like it has to be what they call in NLP and other fields congruent to who you are. Don't get me wrong. Just like, that's why I think like a lot of this, it kind of fits into like the whole idea of like too much plastic surgery. Like you don't look like Madonna anymore in this picture. Let's give an example. She doesn't look, I think there's some bad pictures that leaked out, and I don't think she looks like that a lot of the time, but she does look weird at times in these pictures. And if that's how she looked all the time, it would be really weird. But like this whole idea that like, well, you gotta go, you can go too far, and that's what I'm saying. Like people can go too far if it's not congruent with what you look like or what you naturally look like. Maybe people are going to question it, and that's probably what's happening with these hair things. But I like them. I don't care. And sometimes you can just do it for the hell of it. Sometimes you can just throw things together and see what sticks. You know, that sometimes that's probably the best way to do stuff like that. Maybe it doesn't fit. Maybe these look like shit. I don't know, but I'm having fun with them, and that's what matters. If I'm having fun and feel good with them, then that's what matters, right? And the confidence that it brings. Like, I don't like my hair. I don't like that I'm losing some of my hair, or that's like really receded now. I don't look like when I was growing it out, I looked like Kronos. Someone compared me to Richard Simmons at one point too. Kronos from Venom fame. You know, it's more Nicolas Cage. Someone said George Costanza, but I was in an online debate with some, you know, not online debate, but I was trolling one of the Facebook, which I haven't been on Facebook. I mean, I've been on Facebook just to check my messages, but I'm not on Facebook currently, at least at the time of the making of this video. So someone said that. It did get to me, because like someone called me that like way a long time ago when I had a shorter haircut too. So it must have been going on a long time ago, at least until my 30s. I don't know if it's going back further now, but I don't like the thin hair in the front. I don't like it. So that's why I'm going to get extensions, and down the road, you know, depending on other factors right now, of course. If I live. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I'll do a video about that. So at least I have a gallows humor. So yeah, I think it's just like it's something I want to do. I want to get, and I'm not going to get the glue-on ones. I'm going to get the clip-on ones, because I'm not going to fuck around with glue on my head. Because talk about carcinogens and fucking weird shit and weird conditions that could exacerbate that I have on my head anyways. A lot of scalps kind of stuff. So I'm going to scalp you. I'm just kidding. So yeah, I think it's a good idea to get hair extensions on my head. I think it's a good idea. I think it already looks kind of cool. I mean, it's a little weird, but it looks kind of cool. and I like how it looks, and I like how it feels. It feels like I have more hair. It feels like a little heavy, actually, a little, you know. And I hate the thinning hair. I hate it. I hate how it looks. I hate how it just. And down the road, I'll start dyeing it too, because there are some grays coming about. It's not that bad yet, but it's coming about, and I have to find out what's happening with my skin and stuff before I do that, because I'm allergic to hair dye, one of the chemicals in most hair dyes. So I have to figure that out. Psoriasis stuff and other shit, you know. I have to figure out. Man, that looks really good. I can't eat normal right now though for certain reasons. I saw. Oh man, what I through with this saga that I will talk about in a future video. I will, if I get through it, I'll just say. If I get through it unscathed, I should say. Then I'll probably be, the first thing I'm going to be doing is getting some, like, after appetite comes back, I'm going to be getting some really, really crazy food, I think. really, really good. I just saw some, like, fried cheese curds in an ad. Culver's, this place in the Midwest. And I was like, oh my God, that looks so good right now. When I can only eat yogurt for breakfast right now because of something happening next week. Hopefully I'm through with it well by the time this video comes out, because I'm not releasing this for a while. So yeah. Anyways, I'm blathering and talking about this stuff. I think I got my point across. I think looking differently, finding different looks. I want to conclude this by saying people consider me a creative person. I don't know if that's true. I don't feel successful that much in my creativity, as far as I haven't really, I don't know. I don't want to go into that. Like, what? I don't want to call myself a creative person if I'm not like a certain, I'm not saying success, but like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm a creative person. I'll just say it. Okay, I'm a creative person. Art is part of my life. Like, I believe making your life a work of art in a way. Making your looks, in some respects, a work of art. People like this shirt, by the way, this turbo shirt. It's pretty cool. I like it. So, making your looks a certain way, making your car a certain way. I wish I could do that. My car situation is complicated. It's hard to explain to people, but you know, there's cars I want, like the Trans Am 1984 Firebird, white, with hopefully a revved up or a ramped up engine, because the engines aren't the best in those. I like to make things a work of art. I like theatrics. I like, you know, things. The last few years, especially, like, I've gotten really into like theatrical ideas, you know. So like that's my whole thing is like, I like to do that, and I want to do that more because I like it. So I'm gonna do what I want to do, you know. Once I'm through this current saga that I'm in. If I get through it unscathed, I'm going to get a tattoo as well. A new tattoo. Hopefully my skin will take it. That'll be yet to be seen. So that's kind of what I have to say. It's just like, I like to think of things as a work of art. How you even talk, you know, your language that you use. I might do a future video about this too. Like how to do this in your life. Like what you want to, if you want to be a certain type of person. Sometimes it's fun. Why are they slowing down? Stopping. All right, I'm gonna cut in front of them. Whatever. You want to be a certain way in your life. You want to, you know. Sometimes you have to change your language. Like I noticed that I say the word. People have noticed I say the word rad a lot, and I don't know when that happened. I think 2018, 2017. I started saying rad a lot because I got in this 80s like vaporwave synthwave vibe. You know, and I have a totally rad shirt. It says totally rad. So I started saying rad. And I think the whole idea, what am I trying to get across? The whole idea that you can't make things in your life is such crock of fucking shit. And this includes for dating too, like the whole like, oh well, don't like script out what you're gonna say to a woman. Oh, it's like, well, okay, maybe that's right. No, even worse. This is even worse than that. Be yourself. Why not be the self you want to be? You know, what if isn't that yourself? What's the true being yourself? You know, why am I saying I just became part of my vocabulary over the years? I just say rad. I don't fucking know how it happened. And I still talk like my brother did, was this like this weird Hesher, California meets Midwest, Illinois, Wisconsin fucking way of talking. You know, I still talk the same way. Some of my friends in high school too. I kind of talk like as well. So like I like to do what I want to do, and it is myself. Isn't it myself by making that choice? And where does the self begin and the trying to be something else end? So I hate that whole notion too. And like, I believe in making your life a work of art, making your life your own movie. What is it? What is John or Jason Capital? Even though he's kind of a douche. What does he, or seems kind of a douche. What does he say? Making your life your own highlight reel, you know. So with that, go ahead and do what you want to do. That's all about all. Peace out.